Fang laid out their plan. They would leave the car for now, catch a ride with the construction worker's boss, and take two of the 4 babies with them. What about the other 2? Asked Lu. You're going to take them to that little village and leave them by the road. Lu was aghast. You mean abandon them? Fang grabbed Lu by his collar. Listen, you play savior now, we're all going to be in deep water. He whisked 2 fingers across Lu's neck. Maybe you can come up with a good story. Lu shuddered as the old man released his grasp. What, 2 men running a daycare? No fool's going to believe that. We're going to stick to the alibi, hear me? Lu nodded. He resigned himself to the situation and pushed his resentment into the shadows. Since he was younger and stronger, he would have to take the babies to the little village, while Fang guarded the vehicle. What if someone sees me? Lu asked. Drop down or drop dead? Fang replied with a sinister grin. Lu braced himself. It seemed that danger was constantly at hand. He moved along with little protest, taking his orders from Fang with a somber nod. But his mind remained vigilant. I'm as good as a criminal on the run, he thought. He took a deep breath, picked the twin girls out of the trunk, and tucked them under his arms. The village was a good stretch away. The buildings appeared like specks, no bigger than his thumbprint. Lu pushed forth and felt everything around him pushing back. The strong gale sweeping across the ridge, the tall grass that entangled his feet, the leaden weight of the babies in their drugged state. The voices of reproach swirled inside his head. You are leaving them to die. You are putting them out to the wolves. You will be caught. You will answer to the gods. Lu broke into a run. He ran until everything around became a blur, a kaleidoscope of wind and grass and sky that heightened his senses and numbed his mind. When at last he approached the outskirts of the village, he took in big gulps of air, but his heart was still pounding. Eyes seemed to lurk all around him, in the stalks of ripened wheat, the slate-colored roof tiles in the distance, the rubble piled by the road. But no one was watching. The village was quiet in the light of the late afternoon. No one was there to contemplate the fate of 2 young lives. For now, it was up to Lu. He placed the 2 infant girls side by side just off the gravel road. He adjusted his stray hood, his fingers brushing against the soft, blubbery cheek. The twin stirred, angling a pink thumb into her mouth. He reached in his pocket and placed a coin against each young breast. Tian Bao Yo, he whispered, and with a fleeting wish for their safety, he turned and ran all the way back to the highway where Fang was waiting. He was too shaken from the deed to feel anger toward the old man who demanded unquestioning obedience, as Lu's father once had. The construction worker showed up presently and agreed to take the men and 2 babies to Rongzhou, where they would catch a ferry back to their hometown. In the car, Lu spoke little, staring out the window to drown out unsettling thoughts of what could come next. The infant girl sat in his lap, and she was becoming more and more restless. Fang had brought along some milk powder for their long ride, as he could not pack enough homemade gruel for 4 infants. Now, of course, there would be plenty for the 2 remaining ones. When Lu's infant began to cry, Fang took a plastic bottle out of his ditty bag and filled it with a loamy mixture of powder and water. Here, give her this. Fang handed the bottle to Lu. Lu fingered the rubber nipple, amused by its bulbous shape. Is this supposed to look like, you know? Yes, my friend, think of it as a wet nurse. At a fraction of the cost, Fang chuckled. No need to keep another woman fed.